Hey, what's going on, guys? The Dvzl from Team Stand and Draw here, bringing you guys the Brave deck profile that I personally enjoy. Uh, Basically, this deck is all about having 3 or less cards in hand, but we're cheating by using the special grade one. So let's dive on into it. We're using the Brave starter. Basically, we're using him because he doesn't use Counterblast. Put him in the Soul. Give a unit 5k on Brave, by the way. Let me just point that out. Brave is where you have 3 or less cards in hand to do the ability. Put him in Soul. Give a unit 5k. And at the end of the turn, that unit bounces back to your hand. It's a way to call units from your hand and then play it back. And call them back to your hand without wasting too much. And without having resources to defend yourself next turn. So for trigger lineup, I use 4 heal. G Guardians out, gotta use 4 heal. 4 stand. This is the Brave stand trigger. When he's placed on rare, Brave by the way, he gives himself the new ability of you can return him to the top of the, and you can draw a card and return him to the deck and shuffle. The ability to draw is not Brave. The skill gives itself during Brave, so you can have play down 4 of them. I wouldn't recommend playing down 4 of them, but you can play down 4 and draw 4. Next, I play a critical, playing crit, and the Altmile crit. When you attack with an Altmile Vanguard, put them in Soul, +5, draw. 4 heal, 8 stand, 8 crit, 4 stand. There you go. Grade 1s, play 2 Pier. Pier actually doesn't play too much of a role in this deck now. Sometimes it's kind of hard to get him on field than to keep him on field, but when I do, it makes it a little bit better. But I've been seeing him as like less of a use. His ability, when a grade 2 is placed on rearguard circle, choose up to 2 units in the same column as this unit, so Pier, and give that unit this unit 2k. So call grade 2, 2k, 2k. That's basically it. I'm playing 3 of the Brave grade 1. Basically use him for his second ability. So while he's in the deck and you have an Altmile Vanguard, he's counted as a grade 2. So this deck is all about calling grade 2s. So the fact that we have a grade 1 that counts himself as a grade 2 is pretty good. The first ability, you don't really use it too much because I don't use it too much. But it's a Brave. If you have an Altmile Vanguard and you're in Brave, this unit gets plus 3,000, so it's a 10k booster. I don't really use that much because when I drive check, I'm usually at past 4, so I'm at a lot more than 3. Playing 3 Stride Fodders. Grade 1 space is kind of limited because I have a lot of grade 1s, so just playing 3 at the moment. Might bump it up, not too sure. Playing 4 of the Brave PG. Brave PG's skill is when he's placed on rearguard, basically a PG, and then when he's placed on rearguard during Brave, I can counterblast 1, give this unit 2k, and it could bounce back to my hand at the end of the turn. Pretty good, pretty good indeed. And last but not least, I'm playing the Cheat to Brave, and this is the grade 1 that you use when you're playing Brave. His ability, retire himself during GB1, and you can bind any number of cards from your hand to put any number of cards from your hand to the bind zone. So this activates Brave. I play him at 2 because there's not a lot of space for grade 1s, as you can see, but it's a good cheat to Brave. Let's get into grade 2s. That's where all the fun's happening. I'm playing 2 Hope Song Angel, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, call a unit with Brave to rearguard circle when he's placed on Vanguard rearguard. So he's a good card to tech out and to seek out cards that have Brave. Mainly I'll use it to call like a PG and then call in a starter, but good card to seek out cards. Playing 2 Knight of Twin Sword. Basically his ability is GB1 when he's boosted, Counterblast 1, call a grade 2. Really good. Can't call himself, but really good for the Altmile plays because continuous, it gives a power buff. Next I'm playing 3 of the new card from set 6, Suleiman, I believe his name is. First ability is when he's in Brave and Generation Break 1. If I have an Altmile Vanguard, he gets plus 3,000 attack. That's continuous. And the auto ability is Counterblast 1 and discard a card. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, I can search the deck for up to one grade 2 not named him. So basically the play is to go back and forth between Knight of Twin Sword and Suleiman. But usually that doesn't happen, so I'm trying to conserve my cards. And last but not least, I play 4 Shingo. Shingo is a Brave, grade 2. Really good pressure. Not really good for the skill though, but his ability is when he's in Brave, he gets 2,000 power, and when he attacks, he gets 2,000 power, and when he hits, I can counterblast 1 and draw. So he's pretty good. I play him at 4 just for good pressure. On the grade 3s, first and foremost, playing 4 Altmile. Basically, GB2, continuous, your front row gets plus 5,000, and on stride ability, when you stride on top of this unit, counterblast 1, call up to 2 units from your hand to the fields, and choose up to 2 units, and they get 5,000 power each. Don't have to use the first ability. You don't have to call to give power, so good power buff. Next, I'm playing 2 Orhans. His ability, Brave. When you're in Brave and you have 2 or less cards, your front row Brave units get 3,000 power. So he's like a defensive. That's a defensive card and powerful card. And then his on ride ability is Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Check this out, 5 for a Brave unit. Pretty good. Add it to hand, and good card to search out for Brave units. Never gonna use it though. And my 2 second cards are Toulouse, mainly for the unlocking ability, but just to know his ability. Limit Break, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. If the number of rear guards you have is 4, choose up to 1 row. Oh, I'm sorry. Choose up to 1 row of Paladin from your deck and call it to rear guard. So if you have 4, you can make 5. And his regular ability is Counterblast 1, unlock a unit. So he's just there for a second card. On the G zone. I'm gonna start out with the Crayon Manage first. Playing 1 Screw, 1 Dark, 1 Seabreeze, 1 Blizzard. Screw is for the extra defense. Dark is for the protection of a rear guard. Seabreeze is for the grade 2 game and or grade lock. And Blizzard is just phenomenal. So those are my Crayon mental strides. Let's get on to the big boys. First and foremost, I'm playing 2 of the Royal Paladin G Guardian. His ability basically is when he's on the Guardian Circle, and you have a grade 2 rear guard, plus 5,000 shield. So it's really good. It's okay. It's good. 2 Saint Blow. Saint Blow just there, just to be Saint Blow. Flip a copy of himself. If I have 2 or more in G zone, I get 3,000 for each rear guard. I'm sorry, I get 2,000 for each rear guard, and if I have 2 or more rear guards, then he gets a crit basically. Let's get on to the fun card. I play 4 Aerial Divine Knight Altmile. When he's placed on Vanguard Circle, flip up a copy of himself. Front row gets 3,000. If I have 2 or more face up in G zone, he gets the ability to call a grade 2 unit, and that unit gets 2k. So Altmile's really good. He's also first turn stride. That is always my first turn stride, by the way. I always go into him just to for the power buff, and if I G guard first turn, GB2 is active. So next I play 1 Transcending the Heavens Altmile. He's a really good card. So basically how his ability works is Counterblast 1, active ability by the way. Counterblast 1, flip up anything in G zone, and if I have an Altmile Heart, then all my units in the front row get 2k for every unit Aerial Divine Knight in face up in G zone, and he gets a new ability when he attacks, call a grade 2 from deck. So usually I will either A, flip up for his ability, or use the next card that I'm about to show to allow him to get the plus 8,000. So last but not least, I play 2 of the new card for Fighters Collection. His ability is once per turn, Brave, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. flip up anything in the G zone, and I can call for any face-up number of him in the G zone, and if I have 5 more rear guards on GB3, I get a critical. So my main plan for this deck, and the way I wanted to structure it, is to go this, flip up an Altmile, then I go with this, flip up an Altmile, and then last but not least, transcending the heavens, flip up an Altmile, as it's been shown in the show. But just to, I like to play around with what I flip up and when I flip it up, so just to have fun with it. So that's the Royal Paladin deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell me how you guys feel about this card, about the deck, and catch you guys later.